Manchester City against Liverpool, Sunday, 11:30 Eastern, right here on Peacock Premium. We'll hear from Jurgen Klopp in a minute, but first, here's what Pep Guardiola had to say earlier today.
You said that Liverpool are one of the hardest teams 90% of the time to play against, and your admiration for them. Do you still see them as the team to beat this season, despite the crazy start in terms of results? And do you think the team that finishes above them will be champions?
Yeah, it's the biggest favorite, but I think this season what happened with the pandemic situation is different. So I see other teams really strong. Leicester still maintain the level of the last season, except the last month and a half that they dropped points when nobody expected. It still remains incredible results, solid with a start 11, even substitutions, and Arsenal making incredible big step forward, to be contender, and Tottenham at the end, Mourinho got the team like he wants, and Chelsea in the beginning was a little bit like this, but now it's so stable, no conceding goals, score a lot of goals, big squad, huge squad, photo rotation in the top players. So and okay, in that moment, United is not in terms of the results, but I know the quality. We suffered them United last season a lot in terms of results and how difficult they are, because up front they are incredible, fast, clinical, and they are top class. So there are, I think this season will be a lot of teams, I think, being there, and I think the last 5-10 games will be important to arrive being there to have a challenge to fight for the title. Hopefully we can be there, arrive at the end with the chance to fight for the title.
Do you still see Manchester City and Liverpool being the main title challenges this season?
I never saw it like this. I don't know where that's coming from. For me, each season completely surprisingly starts at 0. So, and we all have the same chance, and it's about how go you through the difficult parts of the season, how can you find together as a team, as a group, how lucky are you with injuries and all these kind of things. So for me, it's that this 2-horse race thing was never a phrase I not only didn't use, I didn't even think. So because I'm not interested, I'm interested anyway only in one horse, and that's us. All the rest can obviously do whatever they want and whatever they are able to do. And we face them then twice in the Premier League a year. Yes, and you're right. It's Chelsea and Tottenham, really good. Arsenal, really good. Leicester, really good. Everton, unfortunately, really good, and these kind of things. So there are a lot of teams fighting, and maybe I forgot somebody. And Man United, people write off always pretty early, and then in the end, they will be there as well. So it's always the same. We all fight for the Champions League spots, and when you are close enough to that, then you can be champion at the end of the season. It was always the same, and it will be always the same. And it's so early in the season, I don't know who will be the top horse at the end of this season.
Tim had a good idea, considering what we just heard. We should get Jurgen Klopp to be part of the Breeders' Cup coverage here. Break down all the horse racing. You look at it right now as it stands. Liverpool, 5-point advantage over Man City. City does have the game in hand. I asked this during our pregame show, but that was a long time ago, way before Southampton was atop the table. long time ago. Yeah. It's not must win for Man City, but is it must not lose for them if they are going to eventually pass Liverpool?
Feels like it. Feels like it, yeah, Liam. I mean, there's so many games to go. It's hard to be definitive. All I would say is, given the state of Liverpool right now, not playing great, though, attacking-wise, they're always going to be a threat with the players they've got. And Diogo Jota is another conversation we should have, really, about the way that he's played. But there's so many players missing. Fabinho, Thiago, obviously Virgil van Dijk. There's some changes back there. And City, what I've seen over the last few weeks, they're starting to find a rhythm. Defensively was always my biggest issue with them last season. They're not stable enough. They look good now. Ruben Diaz comes into the football club and looks strong next to Laporte. Kyle Walker, for the most part, is staying at home. He's not bombing forward a lot. So Cancelo's doing that at left back. So they're a little bit more defensively minded with better individuals. And the football is really good again. It's just the final piece, the The finishing part
Yeah.
is what's been lacking, but that's been all that's been lacking over the last few weeks. If that was right, and if Aguero was fit, I know he's not, and Jesus might play, I think he's fit again, they would be doing a lot more scoring than they are right now.
Yeah, and the difference with these two teams is Laporte and Diaz finally feel like there's a settled center-back pairing with Man City. The problem is they get left on an island. They're so exposed. And what Liverpool do, which a lot of other teams don't to Man City, they're open and expansive. And when the ball turns over, they're like, okay, we'll get back eventually. You're going to be too scared of us to attack us because you're going to open yourself up at the back. And so they don't get exposed as much against other teams. Against Liverpool, when that ball turns over and Man City are exposed, they are straight at the back four, and they leave them open. And this is why goals get scored against them. My worry, Robbie, mentally for Man City is, I think Liverpool are wounded. I think they're struggling with injuries. Yet they have such a belief in their system and in their manager that they're going to play the same exact way they always do. And if Manchester City lose to this Liverpool team and they're 8 points back of Liverpool, where do they make up that ground?
Yeah.
I know it's early, but where do they make up that ground?
Yeah, I think both teams strongly believe in their managers, and for good reason. But you mentioned Jurgen Klopp and a potential decision he had to make. You kind of teased it there with Jota.
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. Diogo Jota coming in from Wolves, raised eyebrows, and we knew he was a good player, but like, wow, that's a big fee, and he's a young player, and is he good enough? Well, Liverpool's recruitment should tell us over years now that they get things right, and it looks like they've done another brilliant bit of business, a player that's coming, and he's on fire, absolutely on fire in the Premier League, scoring goals, the Champions League hat-trick he scored midweek. But what do you do now? What do you do now? I know what I'd do right now. I'd play him. I think you should play a player that's on fire, that's doing well, that's looking great, and use that. Now, me and Robbie, on the two Robbies, you know, I asked the same question, and he went to, you know what, I prefer the experience and reliability of.
So what's Klopp going to do?
I think Klopp will go with Firmino, but I tell you what I would do, I would go with Jota.
Yeah,
What do you think?
Same. I think he'll actually go with Jota.
You think he'll go with
Yeah.
Jota?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Great.
Another thing for us to watch.
Totally.
Could be the match of the season.
Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe. Make sure you subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and always join us every weekend at 7 a.m. on NBCSN for Premier League mornings. Plus, make sure you subscribe to Peacock Premium as well, where you can watch exclusively live 175 games and same-day on-demand replays of all 380 Premier League matches as well.